Greetings, I'm Kathy Green with Christian News and Interviews. I just wanted to come in right quick and talk about how excited I am about the Ahmaud Arbery case. The jurors got it right. For those of you who are not familiar with the case, let me refresh your memory. Okay. A jury here found 3 men guilty of murder in the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery, whom they confronted as he was running in their neighborhood in early 2020. Travis McMichael, 35, chased Mr. Arbery with his father, Gregory McMichael, 65, and William Roddy Bryan Jr., 52, in 2 pickup trucks on February 23rd, 2020. Travis McMichael shot Mr. Arbery 3 times with a 12-gauge shotgun, killing him. Travis McMichael was found guilty on all counts, including 1 count of malice murder and 4 counts of felony murder. George McMichael, that would be his father, was found guilty of 4 counts of felony murder and acquitted on a charge of malice murder. Mr. Bryan, now that's the genius who was videotaping the whole thing as though he was videotaping, some type of a fun game. Mr. Bryan was convicted on 3 counts of felony murder and acquitted on malice murder and an additional felony murder charge. Mr. Arbery, a 25-year-old black man, was unarmed when he was confronted by the McMichaels in Satilla Shores, a predominantly white residential area outside of Brunswick. Prosecutors argued that Mr. Arbery was out for a run. Well, I don't know whether he's out for a run or not, but let me say this. I cannot tell you the number of times I've driven past a house, seen that it's under construction or being what they call turned around, like a house that was inhabited, but it was sold, and then someone else came in for a quick buy and they're turning it really quickly, so they're updating it. I cannot tell you how many times I have stopped in situations like that, gotten out of my car, gone and looked in the house just to be nosy. I didn't necessarily walk in, but I peeked in, turned around, went back to my car, and off. I thank God that no one decided to follow me or chase me or, God forbid, attack or shoot me. People do it all the time, and that's what this man was doing. And it doesn't matter whether he was out for a jog or not. He didn't take anything out of that house. Nothing. He didn't even walk all the way in. He looked in, turned around, and left. I don't know whether he was jogging or not. It doesn't matter. He didn't have a gun, and he didn't take anything. So he should have been left alone. This is the United States of America, where you're free to walk down the street, jog down the street, run down the street, hop, skip, or jump down the street without being molested. Attorneys for the 3 men who are white argued that they had good reasons to suspect Mr. Arbery was responsible for burglaries and thefts in the neighborhood. Well, I'm going to tell you those 3 reasons. Reason number 1, he was a black man with brown skin. Reason number 2, he was a black man with brown skin. And reason number 3, he was indeed a black man with brown skin. Okay? Mr. Arbery's death drew national attention after a video showing the fatal shooting circulated, with many black civil rights groups and leaders calling it an example of racist vigilantism. I'm going to skip down some. This is Mr. Arbery's mother. She must be a devastated woman right now that her son was killed for nothing, literally. Georgia prosecutors charged each of the 3 men with a count of intentional murder, called malice murder, and 4 counts of felony murder, meaning they caused Mr. Arbery's death while committing another felony. The underlying felonies, which the men were all separately charged with, were aggravated assault with a shotgun, aggravated assault with a truck, false imprisonment by chasing Mr. Arbery with a truck, and attempting to commit a felony by unlawfully chasing Mr. Arbery with a truck. The jury found Travis McMichael guilty of all 9 offenses, acquitted his father, Gregory McMichael, of malice murder, and convicted him of the 8 other charges. Jurors acquitted Mr. Bryan of malice murder, aggravated assault with a shotgun, and the corresponding felony murder involving the shotgun, and convicted him of the remaining charges. Let's see if there's anything else worth sharing. You can see the happy faces here. I'm also happy. Enough is enough with these people, these vigilantes who are taking the law into their own hands. There was no reason to detain this man. There was no reason to chase him. There was no reason to stop and question him. He had the right not to answer any of their questions. He chose not to answer any of their questions. And so they chose that he needs to die. He needed to die because he wouldn't stop and answer their questions. Yet, he didn't have anything on his person that would indicate that he was there to rob anybody. He had nothing on his person that would indicate that he had stolen anything. He had stolen nothing. So he was killed in cold blood. The defendants argued that their conduct was lawful under Georgia's self-defense law. Well, how are you self-defending when you approached him? He didn't approach you. The jurors saw through you. The jurors saw through you. During his testimony, Travis McMichael told the jury that 12 days before the shooting, at a vacant house under construction, he had an encounter with a man who appeared to be armed and threatened him. Well, what does that have to do with this? What does that have to do with Ahmaud Arbery, though? You're not making any sense. See, you can have as many confrontations as you choose to have. But what does that have to do with Ahmaud Arbery? And why did you murder Ahmaud Arbery? That's the question. I don't care about what happened 12 days before with you and some other man. Ahmaud Arbery is not that man. In vivid detail, Travis described wrestling with Mr. Arbery and killing him. Why were you wrestling with him? Why did you approach him? Why did you put your hands on him? I shot him, Mr. McMichael told the court. Oh, wow. His voice quaking. He had my gun. He struck me. Well, good for him. It's a shame that he didn't get a chance to totally get hold of your gun. Maybe he'd still be alive. This is a life or death situation, and I'm going to have to stop him from doing this. So I shot. Oh, I bet you did. And I hope you spend the rest of your life in jail because of it. Whew. Bizarre. These are three. If you've ever wondered what three nincompoops look like, three idiots, here you go. Idiot number one, idiot number two, idiot number three. Three stupid goofballs. And once they are their case, once I find out how many years each one will get, I will return and share the update. But for now, justice has been served. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, everybody.